Hello and welcome. This is Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Side Stories Trust Part 2. My God, that was a mouthful. That title's going to be very, very interesting. Anyway, let's get straight to the game. We'll begin this side story. Only 23 minutes last time, and that was me taking my time. This is the next part, so here we go. Another day passes in a flash, and it's already time for the next club meeting. Although Monika should have kept up with her plan for today's task, she hasn't been able to shake her guilt and anxiety after reading Sayori's poem. Oh yeah, it's very depressing, wasn't it? Also, oh god, why didn't I not think of this during the main game? I'm so stupid. How could I let myself be the center of attention? Sayori is going through these kinds of feelings. I'm letting her comfort me instead of the other way around. What kind of club president does that? This whole time, I didn't think to ask about her own feelings. So much for the stupid vision. Sayori enters the club room with her usual smile, but upon seeing a downcast Monika, her smile quickly faced an expression of concern. Monika? Is everything okay? I'm really sorry. I'm such a terrible friend. Huh? What are you talking about? You're an amazing friend. Monika shakes her head. I made this all about myself. Even you said so yesterday. You told me that I'm trying to make the club what that I need the most, right? But my problems are so trivial compared to yours. So responds quietly. What are you talking about? As she says that, her face darkens. Through the silence, Sayori mutters a realization. I left my folder here. Monika stared blankly ahead, unable to come up with a response. I wasn't ready to share those. Now you're worrying about me, I don't want that. But why? We're friends, right? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Friends look out for each other. I want to be there for you as much as you're here for me. Another long moment passes in silence. The air is incredibly heavy. This is different. It wasn't just about you yesterday. It was about the club. Besides, things were so happy yesterday. You don't need to do this all of a sudden. I don't want it. I like happy. So, if you do this, then you're just being selfish. Monika massages her forehead, struggling through the frustration of such a paradox. As I understand what Sayori isn't ready to share the certain things. But, as unfair it is for Monika to pry, it's also painful for Monika to force herself to ignore the needs of a friend. I'm sorry I looked. I disrespected your privacy. No, I don't blame you for looking. I would have at least needed to check if it was mine. Yeah. Monika takes a deep breath. Okay. I understand that you don't want me to worry, and I think I'll be able to put this aside so we can move on. But can you promise me something? Promise you what? Monika pauses to collect her thoughts. This is the Literature Club. It's a place where people can express themselves in the ways that life normally doesn't allow them to. That's the vision. In fact, it's our vision. Write the way into your heart or whatever. So I just want you to promise me that you'll remember that too. It doesn't have to be right now, but I want to be here for you when you need it. I want us to be ourselves like that. Sayori smiles gently. I promise if you promise. Unable to help it, Monika returns Sayori's smile. I promise. Me too. As the conversation closes, the mood in the room is lifted. With that behind them, it's time to proceed with the club activities. So, want to teach me about poetry? Huh? But what about recruitment? It's fine, we have plenty of time for that. But right now, I feel like I want to do this. I mean, I do have to fulfill my end of the promise, you know. Hehehe. There's no way I could say no to that. I just don't expect much. I do a lot of writing, but it's not like I'm a scholar or anything. That's fine. I just think I need some motivation. I never know where to start when it comes to writing poems. Starting isn't so hard. You kind of just need to write down your feelings and see where it takes you. Yeah, but that wouldn't come out any good. It's not supposed to. You're gonna have to fight your perfectionist mind on this one. You can just start by writing your feelings and see what kind of things it makes you think of. And then you can turn your feelings into a little story. You can get your feelings down first and make it sound pretty later. It's not like a building a railroad where you go from one end to the other. More like a college, where you find all the things you want to put in, and then you rearrange them in a pretty way. At least that's how I do it. It's not like it's the only way, but it's a really good way to not get stuck right at the beginning. I understand. Yeah, I always get so caught up in how it sounds that I forgot about that's actually important. Monika pulls out a pen and paper to start writing on. Stop being a perfectionist, you idiot. I'm just kidding. Monika scribbles out "you idiot" after she writes it down. No, keep it. What? Why? Are you calling me an idiot? Of course not. The point is that you're not supposed to police your feelings, right? Be as dramatic as you want. But I was just... well, yeah. Underneath the scribbling, rewrites "you idiot" and stares at the paper. Her words stare back at her. It's kind of funny how I wrote down that I'm mad at myself for, and then I did the exact thing anyway. It's really going to take some getting used to. I believe in you. Thanks, I do too. I mean. But also you, of course. Monika continues the exercise, jotting down her thoughts. It's surprisingly quite a struggle to write it without thinking. But after a while, with Sayori's guidance and enough encouragement, Monika's sheet of paper begins to look fairly lively, pepped with all her random thoughts. Phew! Monika looks up and down her sheet. Gosh, I feel so tense looking at this. I hate it, but this is kind of liberating. I can tell how hard you're trying. It makes me happy. I think you'll be good at writing poems. Haha, don't give me too much credit. I'll have to try really, really hard at it. But I think it's something I'll enjoy doing. With you. Sayori beams. I'll stop here, but we still have time. Let's try to work on a new flyer for the club. I won't be so picky about the language. Yay, let's do it. Monika and Sayori proceed with their work. With each passing day, the two of them become more confident in the club, not simply from their recruitment planning, but from their vision as well. As the bond strengthens, so does the essence of the literature club. Finally, they begin to truly feel it's only a matter of time before they find more members. Well, that was it then. Another day passes. As usual, Monika is the first one to the club. With her is a printout of the revised literature club flyer, complete with all the new ideas Monika and Sayori came up with. If only this was the flyer we gave out to that one reading girl the other day. This is so much more attractive than the old one. But the new catchphrase is featured clearly on the center of the flyer. Write the way into your heart. Surely common sense would say that one writes from the heart, not into the heart. But the message being delivered is one that can use writing to discover themselves. Hopefully Monika and Sayori had thought that it would be enough to garner some curiosity from students. Why do I feel so tense looking at this? Monika thinks back to the previous meeting. Then she performed the writing exercise. Was I always this bad at expressing myself? How am I supposed to be present if I can't even demonstrate what club is supposed to be about? The literature club is truly beginning to take form, but with that the weight of Monika's shoulders only becomes heavier. The debate club has always been about rigid structure, formulating airtight points and counterpoints, and delivering them with conviction. This is really exercising my lungs as well. It is about the person on the outside. That's why Monika is so good at it. It exists entirely with her realm of comfort. It's suffocating. I need to break through this mental wall. I need to learn to express myself. Real. Monika pulls out a sheet of paper and grabs a pen. She presses the tip of the pen firmly against the paper. But her hand doesn't move. Instead, a tiny blot of ink collects around the tip of her pen. Ah! This is where it comes from! Monika lifts her pen and stares at the little blotch. For some reason, she feels compelled to run her finger across it. As she does so, the black ink smears across the paper, ruining Monika's canvas. Ugh. Out of spite for herself, Monika presses her pen down once again, letting the ink collect. She creates a second smear on the paper. Come on, Monika. Just move your hand. Monika writes. This is what I get for seeking perfection. A stain. That's pretty good. Monika slides the paper away from her and puts her head down on the desk. The air conditioner seems loud today. I'm here. Hi. Monika hears Sayori approach her desk, then stop for a second, probably reading a piece of paper. Then she sits down on the adjacent desk. Bad day? Me too. Sorry. You too? The new flyer looks so good. You've been working so hard on the club, but also something else, I think. I can't do it. Sorry. It's so hard to just be vulnerable. Sarah takes a sheet of paper from Monika's desk. She writes something down and stares at it for a while. Can I trust you? Of course. You can trust me with anything. Sayori gazes at the Monika with sadness in her eyes. Understands the signal. Monika takes the paper from Sayori's desk and reads it. Sometimes I want to die. From the same paper? Sayori. This is really, really hard for me. Her voice shakes. So if I can do it, then you can do. Because you're like a million times better than me. That's completely not true. Sayori takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself. That's something about me that I've never told anyone before. Even now my head is, like, screaming at me to stop. Wait, you don't have to force yourself. I mean, just because of the promise yesterday, I want to. It just feels right. I mean, maybe it's part of the reason I came to this club in the first place. I don't think there's going to be any horror in the side stories, hopefully. This is the Literature Club. I trust you more than I'm scared. At those words, Monika stands up. Sayori must have taken days to work up the courage for this, where Monika's own futile but genuine efforts actually pushed that Sayori needed. Sayori's deliberate breaths can be heard over the air conditioner. As she prepares herself to continue, Monika waits in gentle silence. I have this problem where I really get upset when people worry too much about me. I can't control it. It's like, why waste your energy worrying about me when you can just be happy instead? So I never tell anyone about these kind of thoughts I have. It's so much easier to just smile and help everyone else be happy. But that's terrible. That's what Monika wants to say, but she stops herself in fear of saying the wrong thing. It's just that if everyone knew about it, they wouldn't treat me the same anymore. Like whenever I'm not smiling, everyone worry about me and ask me what's wrong. I know that, because it used to be like that. Sayori pauses, seeming to recall something in the past. I just want everyone to be happy. That's the most important thing to me. And letting people look inside my head doesn't bring happiness to anyone. Sayori pauses again, her silent expression making her look almost like an entirely different person. How did you find the courage to tell me this? You're not worried I'll be one of those people too? I am worried. Part of me really hates myself for doing this. Another part of me, I think, just felt like it would be different this time. Whenever we talk about what the club is supposed to mean, I keep feeling like it was right for me to do. Especially if you've been trying so hard to express yourself too. It just made me feel like I could say in confidence, our friendship doesn't have to change. It's so silly. The club is only two people, but it already means this much to me. Monika feels a tightening sensation in her heart. A feeling of connection as Sayori's emotions radiate between them. Me too. I was so lost until you showed up. It's so brave, Sayori, but so strong and brave. I don't even compare. Monika steps forward, but if nothing else, I can at least offer you some hug energy. If you like. Cute. That's cute. Wordlessly and without a smile, Sayori rests her forehead on Monika's shoulder. Through their contact, Monika can almost feel the torrent of thoughts swimming in Sayori's head. And in this moment, enchanted by the air of the club, Monika realizes that all the days have passed. This is the one where she really, really hopes that New walks through the door. She speaks softly. You're like the sweetest girl I've ever met. You can say anything, I'll never judge you. I promise. Sayori's breaths begin to quiver. She takes several deep breaths, trying so hard as she can to start speaking, to say the things she's never dared to say out loud. She speaks in a choked voice. I'm so worthless. Wow. I'm worthless and everyone would be better off without me. She suppresses a sob as a tear falls down her cheek. I'm just an inconvenience to everyone. I'm not good at anything and it just feels like everyone just had to put up with me. And I hate it. I hate it. The more Sayori speaks, the more she fails to control her voice, falling victim to the overwhelming sadness clutching at her throat and chest. I don't want to have these thoughts. I want them to go away, and now I'm making you put up with me, and I just want to die. Wow, it's certainly more animated. As soon as Sayori loses composure, Monika becomes determined to keep her own. She only wants to become what Sayori needs right now, so she won't let any sadness show. Her voice comes through just soft and gentle. This isn't putting up with you. This is just being your friend. Monika offers a few words of comfort. As she knows, Sayori said herself that the thoughts of Sayori's experiences are ones that don't belong, and Monika can't magically make them go away. The most she can do is help Sayori battle, like any good friend will do. You have so much value. To me, and your other friends too. This club wouldn't have been the same without you. I really mean that. Becoming ill is the best thing that could have happened. Even if we never got any other members, I would still be happy. That's what brought you here. You brought us a vision and you also brought happiness. And that's your favourite thing to do, right? Sayori doesn't respond, but Monika feels her gently nod. No more words are needed between them. The two share their embrace for a while longer, Monika letting Sayori take as much time as she needs. Once her breathing steadies and her sniffles carefully cease, Sayori lifts her head and opens her eyes. I guess I needed that. Some days are harder than others. Well, I'm here whenever you need me. But any other time, I'll make sure that things are the way they usually are. If that's what makes you happy. Thanks. You're the best. No, you are. The two exchange smiles. I'm sorry to bring this up all of a sudden, but have you considered talking to a professional? Sayori nods. It's scary, since it's already so hard to tell people. Yeah. Well, of course it'll always be your choice. But if you're ever looking to find the courage for it, I can do my best to help you. Thanks. I think it helps knowing that you would. Sayori suddenly yawns and stretches. Wow, that made me tired. And hungry. Ha 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 ha. Well, I won't let you do any work today if you're not up to it. No, I want to. I can say that it's definitely one thing that makes me happy. Monika smiles. But I might want to get a snack first. All of a sudden, the sound of the door causes the two of them to turn their heads. The door opens halfway and stops. A face peeks inside. A face that seems familiar. Ooh, it's going to be Nesuski, I bet. Ooh, more pictures. Let's see. Which one is it? Which one? Seriously? Really? Oh, this one. Oh, okay. Scene from the story Trust. Ah, cute. And new music. Is that highlighted as well? That's the one I was just playing, so I don't recognise any new ones. Oh, Dusk. Okay. Right, that's it for now. Next one, what's it called? Understanding. That'll be the next one. So, see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.